Welcome to ACI Financial Worksheet Program. We are going to now work through the process of how you establish the financial information that you need to convey to the client and how to collect the financial information from them. You need to take a yellow sheet, and on the yellow sheet you need to write what you see here, the name, the address, and then you're going to ask who is your mortgage company with, what percentage rate, how long have you had your mortgage, do you have a second mortgage, your present mortgage outstanding balance is how much. That's important because that's the number that you're going to use to work out the rates on. So here we go. If the present mortgage is $300,000, which we're using in this illustration, and they borrowed it at 6%, $300,000 at 6% has an annual interest cost to it of $18,000. On a loan modification, if we can get them down to 2%, they're going to only pay $6,000 in annual interest, which means that you'll be saving them annually $12,000 or $1,000 per month. In the event that foreclosure is pursued by the mortgage company and they're fortunate and they get it, these are a list of the foreclosure costs. Attorney's fees are approximately $11,000. A 10% auctioneer's fee based on $150,000, because obviously if the house is only worth $200,000 now, it's probably only going to auction off for $150,000 or if not less. But for this procedure, I've really just based it on $150,000, so we'll say it's $15,000. The difference between the sale and the actual mortgage is how much the house sold for and how much they owe on their mortgage. In this case, it's $150,000. If you add the attorney's fees, the auctioneer's fees, and the mortgage cost, you've got $176,000, which is what they'll owe. Based on that information, you will then move forward. When you move forward and you take out the forms I've actually numbered for you, it says number 1. Number 1 is the first form. Basically what we're trying to get is we want all the information of anybody who's on the mortgage. If they're on the mortgage, we need to have them on here. When we get into the second page, obviously you've got to fill it out. And what this does is, if you have one person on the mortgage, you only need to fill out the left side. If you have 2 people, you need to fill out both. What this does is gives us the information that we need on how much they actually have in income per month. So you'll see here that it says how much do you pay for insurance, how much do you pay for other things. Just fill it out and keep going. When you get to 5, which is your current monthly income, you'll see that we've got gross wages, salaries, tips, bonuses, overtime. You need, at that point in time, it should trigger off in you that you need the month's pay stubs, W-2s. In the event that they're self-employed, you need a profit and loss. This information gets filled out. Just go down it. Pension and retirement, interest, dividends, income from operation of business, regular contributions from others to the household, unemployment compensation, social security income. If you have social security income, you need a social security statement to go with it. And if they have any other money you need it, put it down there. At the bottom of this form you'll see number 1, your rent or your home mortgage. You need to put the information on there of what they're actually paying now. Once you do that, it will take you over to the next page. Does that amount include real estate taxes? Yes or no? Does it include property taxes? Does it include property insurance? Then we go on to list their monthly debts, the cost of doing business per them in their house for the month. When you get to number 14, insurance not deducted from paycheck, you need to ask them at that point in time, do you have life insurance? If so, how much? At that point in time, you should explain to the homeowner that although they're not required to buy insurance, the mortgage company looks upon us much more favorably when we enter into loan modification if we have the mortgage secured by insurance. And we're not going to talk about it now, but we'll discuss it at the end after we've done all this other stuff. So we're going to run down here, put everything in that they have to pay out on a monthly basis, and it's very inclusive and very extensive, so just fill it out. The hardship letter, you'll see that there's a list of potential hardships that the attorney's given us. Any one of these will help us with the loan modification process. In addition to that, you're going to ask 5 questions for the attorney. Number 1, what changes or events have occurred since your loan originated? And simply fill this in. Number 2, how did this impair your ability to pay your mortgage payments? Fill that in. When did the events or changes occur? Fill that one. Do you anticipate improvement in your financial situation in the near future? So outline on that. On the next page, don't put anything on it, simply have them sign the bottom, the borrower, the co-borrower, and the date. And that way we have enough information to really help figure out for the attorney how well they're going to qualify for this. We now have, as you'll see, I've inserted the ACI Legal Shield checklist. I've done this in the middle of the process really to help you, because at this stage of the game you should be looking in there. Did you get a mortgage payment coupon? Do you have a letter from the mortgage company? Do you have any other letters from the mortgage company? Is there any notes that you'd like to put on it? Do you have the declaration page for the homeowner's insurance? Do you have 3 months bank statements? Do you have 1 month pay stubs? And have you completed the modification package? Well, we actually haven't done that yet, so you don't have to worry about that too much. But the other stuff is very important to pick up. So you should be able to use that just as a cheat list for yourself, so that you don't wind up leaving a lot of pages behind. Having completed all this information completes the financial information gathering session for this session. Thank you for listening, and please visit with us again for the next one.